everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley Lanice, and I blend spirituality with motivation so that you can get the best benefit out of it. Today's video is on motivation for you to go for your goals. The theme of today is we are going to be talking about your deathbed. This is a concept that I think about a lot, and without further ado, let's dive into the video. On a spiritual level, and on a practical level, one day you won't be here. One day you're gonna leave this earth, and we have a limited amount of time in this reality. We all know that. But when it comes to taking risks and going for goals, what motivates me is thinking about my deathbed. If you like Gary Vaynerchuk, he likes to say, you're gonna die. One day, you're literally not going to be here. And when you sit on your deathbed and you're sitting there and you're thinking about your life, wouldn't you rather look back and be happy for the things that you went for? The thing is when you study goals, the more risks you take, the more things you get. When you study infrastructure, because I studied political science with a specialization in international relations, when you study the infrastructures of things, you see that companies take a lot of risks. And when they take a lot of risks, they also get a lot of goals. It's like if you put all of your eggs in a bunch of different baskets, let's say you put all your eggs in like 20 different baskets, you're going to get a couple of those eggs to actually hatch. You're going to get a couple of those goals to come true. But if you put one egg in one basket and then think to yourself, well, I'll put my eggs in more baskets once I get this goal. Don't be dependent on that. Go for the risks. Think about your deathbed. I do things for my deathbed. I even do that in relationships. Like there was somebody who I really liked, and we were kind of in a situationship, and I told him how I felt, and that was very scary and terrifying, and actually nothing ever came of it. I didn't get him. But when I look back on my deathbed, I'm going to be so happy that I went for that I told him. A lot of people hesitate, and then they stick themselves in what if land, and they stick themselves in this, oh well, I don't want to do that, and then they build up this fear, and they build up this desire to do something. And then when they don't get it, when they finally go for it, when they finally muster the courage up to go for it, they then feel so hurt by it. And it's because you built it up so high. Think about your deathbed. Start going for goals. Start taking risks. Start taking action quicker. Okay? It's do. Be in the mode of taking action. The path to success is filled with potholes. The path to success is not a golden brick road. The path to success has trials, tribulations. It wants to give you battle scars along the way. But if it's something that you really want, you'll do it. But even so, where you can find the motivation is think about yourself literally on your deathbed. And you know, of course, people die a bunch of different ways. Maybe you won't have a deathbed, but just hypothetically speaking, when you want to take a goal, think about your deathbed and think about how one day you could possibly be laid up and the machines could be like beep, 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 and you're just gonna be sitting there going through your life, contemplating life, thinking about all the risks you could have or couldn't have taken. You're going to think about your life and reflect on it. And if you study psychology, they tell you that this is actually a phase that old people go through. They have a phase where they reflect on their entire life and start to look back on it. And it's just like, what do you want to look back on? Don't you want to look back on the fact that you went for everything, or you made calculated risks? Because of course, when it comes to like financial risks, you kind of got to think those through. But when it comes to just talking to people, reaching out to people, asking people to help you with your business endeavor, or telling somebody how you feel that you really care about and you feel like this is a once in a lifetime thing, don't you feel like you probably should go for that? Do you really want to live with the regret of what if? If you spend time with old people and you know you go to nursing homes and stuff, what you're going to find is that they have so much regret and it eats away at them. And it's just like, instead, don't let that happen to you. Go for it. Be like, what am I going to think about this when I'm on my deathbed? Like, before you take a risk, literally process your deathbed. Have it in the forefront of your brain and understand there's going to be trials and tribulations on the road to success. You're going to fall in some potholes. You're going to have to climb your way out. But when you look back, you're going to have such a smile on your face and you're going to have made more of an impact. Because if you think about risks, what are risks, right? It's taking an action. It's doing something risky. When you do something risky, you are influencing other people's lives in a way that you can't even fathom. If you go up to somebody and ask them to help you with their business endeavor, with your business endeavor, what you're doing is you're impacting their life. You are the domino that is changing reality. You are taking hold of your timelines, if you believe in the many worlds theory and quantum physics, where we can tap into different realities right now, right here, if we take the action to do so, because the way you tap into new realities is taking action. Because a stagnant motion, if I just sat here all day, I'm in the same timeline, I'm in the same reality. So movement is what gets you to move through realities. Think about it like this. There are people who are miserable who just sit on the couch all day. They come home, they sit on the couch and they just stare at the television. And that's what they do every single day. And they wonder why their life isn't changing. But if you think about it, and if you believe in the many worlds theory, where we can tap into different timelines, if I just sat here all day and did nothing, I would be on one timeline. But if I get up and move around, I'm changing timelines. So that's definitely an exciting rabbit hole to go down. If you watch any of my other videos, you know I talk about quantum physics a lot and the many worlds theory because I freaking love it. You can feel the fear and do it anyway. The fear does not have to be something that stops you. It can be something that you learn how to navigate around. And just think of it this way. When you fail, you are essentially growing your tolerance muscle, your resilience muscle, your failure muscle. So going for things and something that can help you if you don't get what you want is thinking about how, well, on your deathbed, you're going to be able to look back and smile that you had the courage to do that. Smile that you got your answer. So many people wait for their answer and I really do not understand why. They will come to me for advice and tell me about all their fears, but then they stay stagnant and don't get their answer. It just makes no sense to me, except I have empathy for it because I definitely used to be that way. But I got into a car accident in 2017 and broke my pelvic bone in 3 places and my spleen had an aneurysm on it. I had to relearn how to walk. I stayed in the hospital for 8 days and I had to heal for 3 months and do physical therapy. And, you know, I was listening to the machines going beep, 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 and thinking, how am I alive? And so after an experience like that, I told myself I'm not going to take one more step for granted, especially because I couldn't walk for 3 months and had to relearn how. So I want to give you, from my heart to yours, the motivation that that could be you one day. Heaven forbid, but all of us are going to leave this plane of existence at one point, and I want you to go for what you want. I think energy ripples. I think energy is contagious. So I'm giving you this video because I don't want you to have to go through an experience like that to learn that lesson. Because before my car accident, I definitely didn't take that many risks. But then after my car accident, I started to go for what I want. I started to go for goals that I wanted. I started to go for people that I wanted. And I'm not ashamed of some of the people that I tried to pursue, because this is kind of off topic, but I feel that it's necessary because I am somebody who I really don't get romantically affected by people that easily. But when I do, if I like your personality, that's a key thing for me, then I will pursue you and I will go for you. And honestly, that's kind of how I learned this the most, I would say, because when your emotions are mixed into it, it's way more complicated than if you're just going for a goal. I feel like goals are a lot easier. Goals, for me, goals are more satisfying than than people, because people are risky and people are fluid and they change all of the time. But if you just go for what and who you want, you get your answer, and do it quicker. So then it doesn't hurt as much and you can evolve out of it and strengthen your tolerance muscles. So when I look back on my deathbed, I'm going to be smiling so big at the audacity that I had to do the things that I wanted to do, to pursue the things that I wanted to pursue, and just not care about what the other people thought of me either. You know, I really also have that policy, but I think that also came with the car accident. Think about your deathbed. If you start thinking about your deathbed, you're really not going to care what people think about you, because it's still survival of the fittest out here. And so thank you so much for watching this video all the way until the end. If you gained something out of this, give this video a like so more people can see this video. DM me on Instagram if you want to garner a connection. If you DM me something genuine, I will reply back to you. Thank you so much for watching this again, and I will see you in the next video.